So don't be coming up in our truck or knocking on the door at 6 o'clock in the morning with a cigarette in your hand, and now the truck smells like cigarettes.
Yeah, I don't smoke a drink, but she doesn't smoke a drink. We can't stand the smell. If anybody was wondering why you always see me in a black shirt, thinking I don't shower,
Both of us.
I wear black Dickies shirts, work shirts, out here on the road. I have like, what, 12 shirts?
Yeah.
12 black shirts. They all look the same.
We were watching.
So anybody that binge watches our videos, don't think I don't shower, because your boy smells good all the time.
We go through the videos and then we realize that we're like wearing the same thing. And we're like, dang, they probably think that we don't shower.
Yeah, and it always looks like we're wearing the same thing. We're not.
Take a morning.
Good morning.
Well, I don't know what time. What time is it?
It's like lunchtime.
It's lunchtime. It's bow time. Okay guys, we are at, what's the name of the place again? Merchant Metals, picking up fencing. This is our talked up trailer. We talked it up to get a step deck. It was a preloaded trailer. We just dropped the other one and we hooked up to this one, and now we are securing. Okay guys, so what we're gonna do is these are stacked too high. It's not possible to do them in layers. They're already preloaded. So what we decided to do is on the first one, we're gonna do 2 straps alternating pull, and the rest of them we're gonna do 1. We were gonna do 2 on the last one, just because the front and the back are the only ones that are gonna be able to move front ways and back ways. The ones in the middle can only move side to side, but the reason we can't do 2 is because here's the beginning of it. We can only do like 1 strap here or here to throw it over, and then when you come down the back side of it, you have this, and the wheel is too close to the trailer, so we can't put a ratchet strap underneath it. So this one is actually gonna only be able to have 1. The fencing isn't very heavy, so it'll be okay. Just for extra security, if this was a regular flatbed, we definitely would have put 2, but in this case we're not able to. Okay guys, so on the very first one we're going to use alternating pull. Alternating pull basically means that it's going to be pulling to both sides. Right now little Jeff is hooking the strap, and we're going to show you how to do it. You just put it through, hook facing out.
Hook facing towards you.
Yeah, towards you.
And then take it, put it back through the rubber rail, and hook it back on.
Yeah, and hook it back onto the top.
That's the orientation way. That's the way the Melton's gonna teach you. There's guys that hook it under here and guys that only hook it one time, whatever. This is the orientation way. This is the way I like doing it. This is the way I feel comfortable. So I just do it this way. You guys do it however when you get your own truck. Now to throw the strap over something this high, the method I use is I roll it out a little bit, give me some slack. It makes this this bundle a little lighter. So, but
still enough where it has enough weight to throw it over.
Momentum to make it over the side. So make sure I have enough slack, like this much. I mean, it's no certain amount, but when I load this was this high, this is about how much I use, and then maybe about like this much, almost to the ground, but not exactly to the ground.
Enough where you still have when you're still able to grip the bundle that he has, but not too much where you can't have a proper grip on it to throw it.
Right. Then also, can you come a little bit closer?
Yeah.
Grip it like a baseball. Kind of like you do that 2-finger split thread fastball type thing. Grip it like that. Like these would be the threads. And then you just grip it like a baseball. Take your other hand, hold this part down, and you're gonna toss it over. Don't worry about if it twists up or not.
And then it goes to the other side.
Then you go check and make sure it made it to the other side.
Eva!
it made it. We keep our words on the inside, so I know there's not a twist in it. Then you just pull it. And then you line it up. How we winch it is, you take it on the rub rail. We know there's no twist in it. We pull it tight. Go in the rub rail like this. Pull it all the way through. All right, when you get about here, start slowing down. Boom, you got your words on this side. Take it and flip it twice. 1, 2. Now, take your winch and stick it through the winch. Sometimes you have to play with it a little bit to get it to go through. When it comes through, reach in, pull it over the top of the winch. All right. Now, what you're looking for is to make sure that this doesn't have any twist in it. So you pull it through, just let it hang. Make sure there's no twist coming through the winch. Now, when you get to about here, you're gonna start a fold. It doesn't matter how long you make it. Some people do long folds, some people do short folds, whatever. I do about this much if I can. And you just keep folding over.
The amount of excess strap that you have is going to depend on how tall your load is, so.
Yeah. Okay. Now that I'm here, I folded it as much as I can. I'm going to take this excess and push it up through the rub rail on this side of the strap.
Behind the strap.
Behind the strap. Yeah. Okay. Pull it up as tight as I can. Move your winch in front of it. Now see, you don't want to wind up the excess in the winch. So I'm taking my fingers and I'm pushing the excess up. Okay, about right here is fine. Now, for this particular load, I'm gonna fold over the top of the excess because I don't want this to flap in the wind, get down the road and it starts doing like this.
Yeah, it's not tarped, so.
Yeah, this load is not tarped. So this, so you want to make sure that your excess is taken care of. So push it back down into the rub rail. Okay, now that you have this, you want to make sure it's up enough. You don't want to wind the excess up in the winch because it's not actually tightening on the load when it does that. So then take the top layer of this strap and pull it tight. That's as tight as it is. Then just hand tighten it. That'll get your basically your wind up started.
So when you guys are doing alternate and pull, you're gonna, if you use two straps, basically what we did is we hooked one side, threw it over, winched it. On the other side, we hooked it, threw it over, and winched it on this side. Whichever side is winched is going to be the side that it's pulling to. So in this case, it's going to be pulling to both sides because we used alternate and pull. But on these other ones, like for example the next one, we're going to hook it on this side and throw it over. So it's only going to be pulling to the other side because it's going to be winched on that side.
Right. Okay, so basically, the reason we're doing opposite pull on the front one is because we want to provide, we want to stop forward and back movement. So we want to provide extra protection on this pallet to keep it from sliding forward. On this one, we do one like Ivy just said, it's going to be in the middle. And basically it's just to push the load down. Each one is going to push down. And then on the rear, we're going to make sure that that one's extra tight because she already explained we can't put two straps on the rear. So we're going to make sure that it's extra tight without damaging the product to prevent it from sliding backwards if something were to happen.
Okay guys, for the guys that are at Melton and know what's going on, you'll know what I'm about to say. But the, I don't know if you guys can see it at the top, but those little boards, in the orientation book, it requires you to put edge protection on these rolled fencing loads, but this one already has it, which is why we're not doing it on this load. But yeah, you can see it up there, those pieces of wood.
Okay guys, when we were talking about how we're going to do opposite pull on every, like each pallet gets one strap, so we're doing opposite pull on each one. See how I hooked it, skipped the row, hooked it, skipped the row? That's the pattern. So that provides opposite pull on the whole load, because if like the load were to go or the truck were to lean to one side and all of it was pulling to this side, all the weight would shift to my driver's side.
Yeah.
So basically we're just, that's what I mean if somebody doesn't really understand what we mean by we're skipping it. You hook, skip, hook, skip. Depending on the load you get, but always try to do alternate and pull.
Yeah.
These aren't attached to each other. So if one were to go, it probably won't take the rest of the load with it. So that's just, it's just
that's basically the reason why you do alternating pull.
Yeah.
You don't want the whole load leaning to one side, because it'll topple over.
Yeah.
And
you'll learn that in orientation too. The 4 directions you want to stop of movement, the 4 listed directions are toppling, side to side, left and right, and up and down. That's the directions of movement you want to prevent. This is what this is doing. Okay guys, what I meant was the 4 directions you want to prevent are toppling, front to back, side to side, and up and down. That's the directions. I was looking left to right, that's why I said that, but that's pretty much it, guys. You just want to prevent, you learn all this in orientation. That's the movement, the directions of movement you want to prevent on a load. That's the point of flatbedding. Basically, it sounds crazy, but when you think about flatbedding and securement, the main thing you want to think about is, if somebody were to take your truck and hold it upside down, would your load move? That's how you want to think of all securement.
Okay guys, sometimes when you throw, especially on taller loads, it's going to be kind of hard. Sometimes it'll flip over. This is how you unflip it. You unhook your hook.
Yeah.
And...
okay, so basically, I threw it and it flipped over on me. So I take my hook and I make sure this is the side I want facing out, the blank side. So I take my hook and you're gonna whip it, and it'll naturally fall into its correct position. So just don't do it hard. Don't pull it off the load. Just bring it up like that. And if it doesn't work the first time, just bring it up. Just keep doing it till you get it. Now see, if it's not flipping, I probably have the wrong end. So I need to flip it to this way. To the opposite way. Then we'll see if it falls. See how it flipped onto the right side?
Yeah.
You just keep
that little
sending a wave up there.
Bump in the middle is on that wood, just so you guys know.
Yeah, just keep sending a wave up there, and the strap will naturally flip over to its correct position. Method to throwing straps for guys that don't maybe have rotary cuff problems, or they don't feel like they have enough arm power to get it up there. I don't use this method, but I've seen other flatbedders do it, and it seems easier. Basically, they take the strap like this.
It's already...
and they kind of hold it like this and unroll it. Kind of pinch it right there. Take your thumb, get some slack out of it, and it kind of makes like this makeshift catapult type thing. And they take it like this. My throwing arm is my right arm, so I would take it like this, kind of get that little slack out of there, and I would use the weight of the strap to sling it over. That's kind of the method. I don't use this method because it seems a little sloppy to me. Like I mess up when I do it.
Yeah.
So I just kind of keep it tight, and I use the baseball grip method.
Yeah.
I take the slack, I toss it over, and that's it. Then I go to the other side and I just pull it.
Just so you guys know, Melton does require you to do a load check, tire check within the first 50 miles of, you know, getting your load, and they also want you to do one every 150 miles after that. But we decided to stop within, I believe it's like 25 miles since we've been since we left the place. We've never hauled the roll fencing before, so that's just us. That's what we did, and you see he's tightening it already. So just keep that in mind when you guys are out here. And just because you guys have to tighten it whenever you get to a rest area or get to your stop to do your load check, tire check, doesn't mean that you did it wrong in the first place. It's just those straps can loosen up a little bit on the way. But that's why Melton requires you to do the load check, tire checks.
If heaven wasn't so far away, I'd pack up the kids and go for the day. Introduce them to their grandpa, watch him laugh at the way he talked. Find my long lost cousin John.